Welcome inside TV20 Sports. It's game time. It is the 12U championship game here at Mark Stefanski Stadium, home of the Central Catholic Ironmen. I am Brandon Baxter, and along with me today is Jason Dunn. We're here for the Impact Youth Bearcats versus Ginn Elite. Jason, thanks for being aboard today.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure, Brandon. Super excited about being here today for this 12U championship game. We have two elite-level programs, and we're expecting an exciting game today.
Well, and the thing is your official title, Jason, let's not beat around the bush here, league director. So you know a little bit about what's going on out here today.
Yeah, I know a little bit. You know, I've been around the block, league director, handle day-to-day football operations. You know, got a great support staff. Our president, Joe Record, John Good, vice president, you know, Anthony Martin, you know, next in charge. So, you know, it's know a little bit about this. I
like the name dropping. That works perfectly. Well, let's get right to it here. We're going to talk a little bit about the key players for each team before we get into the pregame introductions. Let's start off here with Impact Youth.
So, you know, key players for Impact Youth, you have wide receiver, outside linebacker, Javion Collins. He's an aggressive kid, very smart. He's a hard-hitting tackler. You also have number 8 Impact Youth, running back, right outside linebacker, Damian Carter. Athletic kid, great hands, and he's a big playmaker. Then we round it out with number 12, running back and right inside linebacker, Javani Williams. He's a hard tackler, and he gets the tough yards.
And while we're at it, let's go ahead and tackle what's going on with Ginn Elite's team there.
Ginn Elite, that's a team full of star players. And number 5, running back and right outside linebacker, Dwayne Champion. He's a kid with top-level speed, and he's got agility, power, and he swarms to the ball on defense. You got number 12, who's a wide receiver and doubles as a safety on defense, Zamir Black. He's a good receiver with good hands, runs great routes, and he's a lockdown corner. They call that the seatbelt. Now we round it out with number 2, running back, and he's the inside linebacker, Ricardo Burns. He's the heart and soul of the defense. He plays everywhere on offense. He's Mr. Utility Guy, Mr. Reliable.
Sounds like we've got ourselves a nice game on tap here today, Jason. Thank you so much. Let's go down to Nicole Christian for the introduction for today's players.
Welcome to the 2024 12U Boys Muny Football Championship. Introducing our teams, Impact Youth and Ginn Elite. On the visiting team, Impact Youth. Number 0, Javon Collins. Number 1, Mason Burden. Number 5, Noah Sturgis. Number 6, Takir Ahmad. Number 7, Sadiq Cooper. Number 8, Dak Majak. Number 11, Damian Carter. Number 12, Giovanni Williams. Number 13, Cameron Tipton. Number 14, Kai Cannell. Number 19, Avery Starr. Number 20, John Evans IV. Number 78, Matthew Perkins Jr. Number 2, Ramir Holly. Number 3, Darion Mooring. Number 4, Jermaine Jones. Number 9, Michael Angelis. Number 10, Keandre Young. Number 15, Kyrie McLeod. Number 16, Cameron McLeod. Number 17, Robert Wilson. Number 21, Clifford Powell. Number 25, Armand Wilson is not here. Number 33, Kavion McMullen. Number 34, Cartel Thomas. Number 77, Anthony Burns. Number 84, Santana Miller. Number 88, Frank Brown. Number 44, Noah Kina Bankia. And number 18, Isaac Scott. Our coaches for Impact Youth Bearcats: head coach Eduardo Mendoza, assistant coaches Ernest McLeod, John Evans, Chris Tipton, Darren Burden, and Demario Cooper. Our team moms, Latasha Sturgis, Stacy Bridges, and Sean Austin. And on the opposing side, Ginn Elite. Number 0, Ashton May. Number 1, Julian Claxton. Number 2, Ricardo Burns. Number 3, Dalen Maddox. Number 4, Bernard York Jr. Number 5, Dwayne Champion Jr. Number 6, Tristan Lee. Number 8, Delonte Hudson. Number 21, Mark Hobbs Jr. Number 10, Jacob Harden. Number 12, Zamir Black. Number 13, D'Angelo Hall. Number 15, Ryer Green. Number 34, King Johnson. Number 52, Lamar Lewis. Number 77, Jamarion Booker. Number 19, Aiden Miller. Number 7, Chase Reeves. Number 14, Trelane Robinson. Number 16, Jakari Cromwell. Number 20, Sorrell Smith. Number 22, Logan Lynn. Number 25, Derek Brooks. Number 23, Xavier Maddox. Number 30, Stephen Butts. Number 17, Isaac Dawson. And number 9, Willie Flowers Jr. Our head coaches for Ginn Elite is Arthur May Sr. Our assistant coaches, Kenyon Albert, David Montgomery, Dwayne Waters, Kelvin Spates, Clyde Banks, and Brian Hager. Our team mom is Stephanie Harden. Our coordinator is James Moore, and the owner is Ted Ginn Jr. Please rise for a playing of the national anthem.
Stars and bright stars.
Okay, thank you, Nicole. Great job out there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on TV 20. It's sports time, the 12U championship game between the Impact Youth Bearcats and Ginn Elite. Let's also talk a little bit about the rules for this 12U division. Now, there is no weight limit for the players. That's correct?
That is correct. No weight limit.
All right, and we are playing 9-minute quarters today. That is the regulation clock. 4 timeouts per game, and if should this go into overtime, we've got an additional timeout for each overtime. No kickoffs. Ball will be placed on the 35-yard line.
Yep, that is correct.
And they can punt, but they cannot pull any fake trickery or anything like that. So they must punt if they elect to do so. And as far as the scoring is concerned, touchdown 6 points, safety 2 points as per usual. But the extra points, we're going to flip-flop that. A 2-point conversion is going to have to be kicked, as well as a 1 point as a run or a pass.
That is right.
So, Jason, let's talk about the starting offense for the team, and that is going to be today's Ginn Elite.
Yep, our starting offense today is Ginn Elite. And looking at this Ginn Elite team on offense, he is anchored by quarterback Julian Claxton, number 1, Ricardo Burns at running back, and Dwayne Champion at running back.
That looked like that was Burns taking that handoff to start the game. That might have actually been Carter, number 8.
And around this starting lineup out, we got wide receiver, number 6, Tristan Lee. Left tackle, number 15, Ramir Green. Left guard, number 52, Lamar Lewis. Center, number 10, Jacob Harton. Right guard, number 13, D'Angelo Hall. Right tackle, number 77, Jamarion Booker. Another back in the backfield, number 8, Delonte Hudson. And wide receiver, number 12, Zamir Black.
Got second down. They're going to turn and hand the ball off. Going to cut out to the left-hand side. Not able to make the tackle. That's going to be 5. Turning the corner for the first down. And Ginn Elite is moving the chains right off the bat.
Hey, and that run right there, that was number 5. That's Dwayne Champion Jr. You know, and this is the staple of their offense. They want to try to get to the perimeter fast. As we can see in his instant replay, he follows his blocks and he bounces outside. Dwayne Champion on the season scored 85 yards to lead the 12U division in scoring this season.
Right here, King. I got you.
Jason, let's jump into the starting defense for Impact Youth Bearcats, by the way. We've got the bookends, Avery Starr and Frank Brown at left and right end. In the interior, John Evans the 4th and Noah Sturgis. We've got a play coming up here as Elite has got the first down. Takes the snap, going to turn and hand off once again. This time cuts just to the right and up the middle. That's number 5 again there, Jason.
Hey, they want to ride that number 5 today. Like I said, he's the leading scorer in the league, and he's running in between and behind number 10, Jacob Hart, and D'Angelo Ho, who's got the capability of opening big holes today.
And looking to try and close those holes. Let's round at the defense there for the Bearcats. The linebacking core, Javion Collins and Damian Carter on the outside, with Sadiq Cooper and Giovanni Williams interior. And then on the outside, you've got Kai Keneal and Jermaine Jones, the cornerbacks, with Cameron Tifton as today's safety.
It's outstanding defense there.
Looking to stop that run. We've got Claxton under center, turns, and he's going to hand the ball off. This time, it's going to Ricardo Burns, who takes it up the middle. Going to be close to a first down. Let's see how they're going to mark it. It's going to bring up a third down.
Looks like a little short. And, you know, Coach Ken Albert, you know, is calling the offense here. I wanted to go with a conventional fullback dive, you know, right here to Ricardo. Nothing fancy, just wanted to try to pick those tough yards up. But that front 4 from Impact wasn't having it.
So that's going to bring up a third down and 2 for Elite. Claxton turns, he's going to hand off. This time it's going to Dwayne Champion.
Wow.
I don't know that he looks like he's going to get there, is he?
He looks short. Looked like he just got back to the line of scrimmage here, Brandon. That front 4, they swarmed to the ball. Let's see a replay here. Let's see what happened up front. Yeah, they got immediate pressure over there. And trying on the cleanup tackle right there for Impact, that was number 88.
And that line collapsed awfully quickly, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and 2 as they were not able to gain any yardage on that last play.
Yeah, and that was Frank Brown, number 88, right defensive end on that big play, big stop. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 2.
Elite's going to go for it here on 4th and 2. Claxton under center. Takes the snap, turns, and he's going to hand off. This time it is going to be Champion again. Counts out to the left side. That's awfully close, Jason.
And you know, and Ralph King is signaling the first down.
So Ginn Elite able to move the chains and brings up a fresh set of downs.
You know, and what Coach Albert did is he went back to the same run he had on the first play of the drive, running to that left side behind left tackle Ramir Green. You know, when things get tough and you need those tough yards, hey, you run behind your horses.
You know who to go to. Claxton back out there into the huddle. He's going to deliver the news here. He is a 7th grader from Shaker Heights Middle School. Favorite team is the Chiefs. Favorite player, Patrick Mahomes. Not a bad one to choose.
Not a bad one at all.
So Julian Claxton takes the snap, turns. He's going to drop back to throw. He's going to the right side. Does not have anyone. Looks like that could have been picked up, and it indeed is, Jason.
And it's ruled an interception.
First pass play of the game gets picked off, and this is going to go the other way for the Bearcats.
And who do we have there? Was that number 14 on that play?
Well, you've got Claxton dropping back, and he was going out to his receiver there.
And then, yeah, that was Kai Cannell right there, number 14.
Jumped right in front of the route and was able to really pick that ball clean out of the air. Nice play.
And when that ball went in the air, you know, he did a great job of positioning his body and shielding himself so that he can be the first to the ball. And, you know, if the offensive player wanted that ball, it would have been a pass interference because he would have to push him out the way to get it.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And so with that, we've got our first turnover of the game, and the ball is going to go back to the Impact Youth Bearcats, who we're going to talk about their starting offense, Jason.
We sent 2 flags out there. We got a check down. Run it back to somebody. Should have been a check down. Let's go.
Looks like that's going to be a run, and not a lot to gain there.
Yep, and that was number 1. That was quarterback Mason Burton. So starting offense for the Impact Youth Bearcats from left to right, we have tight end, number 8, Dak Majok. Wide receiver, number 11, Damian Carter. Left tackle, number 5, Noah Sturgis. Left guard, number 6, Taquir Ahmad. At center, number 20, John Evans. Number 7, right guard, Sadiq Cooper. Number 78, right tackle, Matthew Perkins Jr. At quarterback, Matthew Burton, number 1.
Burton's going to turn, he's going to hand off. A little difficult to see with the sunshine out there. Couldn't tell if that was Giovanni Williams taking the handoff there, Jason.
Looked like Giovanni Williams, and that was great. That was great penetration over to that left side by that Ginn Elite defensive line.
So far, we're seeing quite a bit of defense.
You know, and rounding out this fine offense by Impact, we have number 12, Giovanni Williams. We have number 0, Javon Collins, and number 13, a wide receiver, Cameron Tipton.
And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 9, ball on the 21-yard line. Burton calling out the play. Takes the snap. He's going to drop back. He's going back to pass, and he is looking over, and he overshoots his wide receiver.
Yeah, your intended target there was number 0, Javon Collins. You know, he's one of those shifty players playing in that slot position. And, you know, through the course of the regular season, he was a big playmaker for him in the passing game. As you can see here, first target of the game, they're going to him. Was just a little overthrown because he had some real estate. He had a lot of green in front of him.
And let's give some courtesy to the defense there for the Ted Ginn Elite. Up front, you've got Mark Hobbs and Delonte Hudson on the bookends, and the interior, King Johnson and Jacob Harden. Linebacking core, Bernard York, Dalen Maddox, Ricardo Burns, and Dwayne Champion. We've got ourselves a punt. It's going to be picked up, and we've got play blown dead, Jason.
Okay, you know, and to explain that punt, you know, to our viewing audience, they'll see that the receiver caught it, the returner caught it, and he dropped it. With our modified punt rule, if the ball hits the ground, it's automatically dead. The receiver has to catch that ball clean in the air in order to advance it.
And then the ball is going to be spotted where that ball hit the turf.
Yes, it will be.
Very good, very good. Wrapping up that defense there that just made the stop for Ginn Elite, including Zamir Black at safety with Ashton May and Chase Reeves, the outside cornerbacks. So no score from Stefanski Stadium. There's 3:04 left here in the first quarter. And so far, Jason, we've been seeing some good defense out of both teams.
Yes, it's been a defensive ball game so far. And both of these teams, they hang their hat on defense. As you have Ginn Elite, who was #1 in the 12U division, only surrendering 12 points this season, while Impact Youth finished #3 in the Pee-wee, in the 12U Pee-wee division, only surrendering 45 points through 7 games of the regular season.
And these two teams faced off in week 1 of the regular season, did they not?
Yes, they did. It was a narrow win by Ginn Elite. Both teams are improved since then.
The handoff goes to Dwayne Champion, who reverses course down the left side, crosses the 30th, across the 25, down to the 20-yard line. A heck of a run out of Dwayne Champion.
Outstanding run there, Mr. Champion. And let's take a look here at this replay, because we call that there the cutback. The play was designed to go right. He's seeing immediate pressure, cut it back across field. Hey, just like you teach it, ball in the outside arm, following your blockers. Young man rumble, young man rumble.
Brings it all the way down to the 20-yard line, where the ball will be spotted first down for Ginn Elite, as this is the first time we're going to be in the red zone this afternoon. Claxton so far relying on his running backs, pitches back. This is Champion again, stiff arm, trying to break it out to the right. He does, and it looks like he might have gained 2, maybe 3 yards there, Jason.
And again, that was a great way to string that play out by the Impact Youth defense. It was left defensive end over there flashing up, trying to force Champion back inside. Forced him to do a little more dancing than he wanted to.
And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7, as 3 yards were gained on that carry by Champion. That off of his previous stellar run.
Let's go! Let's go!
Ginn Elite breaks the huddle. They're going to come back up to the line again. Claxton under center. He's going to drop back into the shotgun. There's some movement on the line. Looks like that may have been a false start on Ginn Elite. Let's see where they go with this.
All right, is that our first flag of the game?
That is the first flag of the game.
Snap.
Not bad.
False start.
Pretty clean game.
Offense.
First
Number
quarter's
12.
almost over with.
5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Enough only the pros
Second
can
down.
do that. So they're going to march it back 5 yards. It's 2nd down and 12 now. We've got the ball placed at the 25-yard line. So a false start on Ginn.
And this is the position that the Impact Youth Bearcats defense want to be in. They want to force Ginn to go, behind the sticks and drive a long field in order to get points on the board, if they get points on the board.
2nd down and 12. Claxton passing once again over the middle, overshoots his target. Very fortunate that was not a second interception, as the defender was going back on that ball. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Let's face it, this is a championship game. There's a lot of nervous energy. The kids got a lot of jitters. You go through the regular season and everything is just like clockwork. You've done it week in and week out, but
right.
You get to the big stage and you got a larger crowd, you got cameras, you got player introductions, and it's just so much build up to get to the opening snap. And you can see it right now with these kids being a little nervous, but I expect them to settle down and play a cleaner game in the second half offensively.
That's a great point. That's a great point, Jason. We can always get a little amped up when we're excited for something, and you can see that that's evident at the moment here. 3rd down and 12 for Ginn Elite. Claxton's going to drop back and pass again. This time he is brought down in the backfield for a sack. And Jason, that's going to bring up 4th down for Ginn Elite. Who was on that sack there?
Hey, on that sack right there with immediate pressure up the middle, that was number 5, Noah Sturgis. Noah is one of the key players here. Look at this instant replay. He got up the field right away, and to hold on and bring him down for the first sack of the game was big. They pushed him out of the red zone.
They sure did, and that was a great tackle. Just textbook wrapping him up, bringing him down. No chest bump and run away.
Nothing at all. Noah Sturgis, he's one of those kids. He's a gym rat. You know, he loves gym. His favorite player is
go on.
Myles Garrett.
Oh, I think I've heard of him before.
And he flashed his inner Myles Garrett on that play there.
Just a little bit. So that brings up 4th down for Ginn Elite after that sack. Ball on the 30-yard line. And here's the snap to Claxton. He's going to look to the left, and he is going deep into the end zone, just outside the end zone. He's going to fall short at about the 1-yard line, so he was taking a shot deep down the left side.
As the clock strikes 0.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter here from Stefanski Stadium, home of the Ironmen of Cleveland Central Catholic. No score between Ginn Elite and the Bearcats of Impact Youth. We'll be right back.
Did you know that in the city of Cleveland, you can text 911 and the message goes directly to our communications center? Our dispatch staff will communicate with you via their keyboard, asking the same questions necessary to dispatch police, fire, or EMS emergency services. Keep this in mind if you are in the city and making an emergency phone call that might be a challenge.
This safety message is brought to you by the City of Cleveland Division of Police.
Okay, welcome back to TV20 Sports. Brandon Baxter here with Jason Dunn. We're bringing you the 12U championship game between Ginn Elite and the Impact Youth Bearcats. Impact Youth with the ball after making a nice stop. That's going to be pitched back to the right, around the right corner there, and back over across to the 50-yard line. And that looks like that was going to be, who was that man there? Giovanni Williams?
That was Williams, and that was a huge run.
Giovanni takes the pitch out to the right, and he's able to bounce it out. Not even any tackles to break. He just kept on going.
And right there to bite those ankles was number 0, Ashton May. That was a touchdown-saving tackle by May because Giovanni had a lot of green in front of him.
And that's going to take him to midfield here at the beginning of the second quarter. Impact Youth Bearcats. Mason Burton behind center there. He's in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back to pass. He's looking and he's going across the middle, and that is going to be picked off. The second interception of the day, and they're going to call the play dead without having to throw anyone on the turf. Yeah. Who made that defensive stop there, Jason?
Yeah, let's try to pick up a number here. Okay, on that interception right there, that was number 4 from Ginn Elite.
That was Bernard York making the interception. So we said it before already, 2 very good defensive teams playing solid right now. 2 picks on each side.
2 picks, and Coach Mendoza, you came out second quarter, first play, gave the ball to Williams, picked up a huge gain. First down, you put the ball in the air in triple coverage. Sometimes you want to just stick with what's working for you. And right now, the ground game, you're able to pick up the ball, keep the sticks moving. But I mean, this is a team, they've relied on the pass game, all season. So I understand it, but in the championship, you want to try to build some momentum and keep these drives going.
Yeah. Yep, you're absolutely right. Now, we have a little bit of a timeout taken on the field for an injury. Player is coming off the field. Not able to see who that number is at the moment. But thankfully, it looks like everything's okay. And as we stated, because of the interception, the ball's going to be going back the other way once again for Ginn Elite. The ball is going to be placed at the 35-yard line, the place of the interception. And back under center once again is Julian Claxton.
Throughout this regular season, this Ginn Elite team, they went a perfect 7-0 during the regular season.
Stutter stepping to the right. There is Dwayne Champion once again carrying the ball. Swarm of tacklers bringing him down at the 40-yard line. So a gain of 5 there for number 5, Dwayne Champion.
Looking at that run here, and I hate to say this on the air in Cleveland, but he's got a running style like a former Steelers running back, Le'Veon Bell, where he's just keeping those feet moving. He's in the hole, he's probing, and he's just picking his spots.
Well, as much as we hate to hear that in Cleveland, Spot on. That's a spot on analogy there. And really, that's what you want to see out of a running back, is to keep those legs moving, keep churning, keep pushing.
You know, and a patient runner.
Get your splits up front. Let's go again.
Brings up a 2nd down and 5 for Ginn Elite. Claxton takes the snap. He's going to turn and hand off once again to Champion. Gets the 1st down and more as he crosses the 45 down to about the 44-yard line. 1st down for Ginn Elite. And they are marching once again. Now, Jason, we've talked about it. Both teams have thrown an interception. Do you think that they may be a little gun shy with their passing game on either side right now, or are we going to be seeing a lot of sticking with the run game right now?
Well, you know what? If you look at this Ginn Elite offense, their tendencies are they're 60% run, 40% pass. So now you want to stick with what got you here. 3-back set, feed the beast.
Feeding that beast, that is Dwayne Champion once again living up to his surname. Champion is just carrying that ball. They're putting everything on his shoulders right now here in this championship. Gets down to about the 30-yard line and another 1st down.
And, you know, those are some good shoulders to put the world on right now, because he's definitely shouldering the load for this team right now. And again, you know, some of the keys to the game for, you know, Ginn Elite is we must contain the outside run. They want to minimize turnovers, and they want to run the ball.
Yeah, they do. And they're turning to the right person right now. Dwayne Champion, an 8th grader at Roxborough Middle School. He is on the honor roll, and my man has a favorite player by the name of Marvin Harrison Jr., just recently drafted by the Cardinals out of Ohio State this past season. So he's looking up to the good ones.
Absolutely. He's having a phenomenal rookie season so far.
Everybody up on the line. Everybody gets up.
Up on the 30-yard line, Claxton turns, going to go to Champion again, who tries to cut it back up to the middle. And this time he is stopped by a wall of red. He kept those legs churning, though, Jason. He did not want to go down.
No, he didn't want to go down, but that was an even better job of pursuing to the ball by that front four, the Impact Youth Bearcats. Linebackers came in. You know, that was a host of tacklers. We call that a gang tackle.
So that was a nice stop there by the Bearcats. It is going to bring up a 2nd and 3, so short yardage situation. Do they go with Burns? Do they go with Champion? Right now, the hot hand is Champion.
Champion is the hot hand, and you know, looking at some of the keys for Mendoza's defense is he wanted to contain the outside run, and he said we must tackle, we must bring these guys down. He understands what they have in that backfield, this 3-back set, so he wanted to try his best to contain them.
Claxton under center, takes the snap, turns, and he hands off. Looks like that was Champion again. He takes it just to the right side. I don't know if that's going to be enough for a 1st down. He was met practically at the line.
Yeah, he fell right into the arms of the defender. You know, went down right away. You know, and right now for Impact, it's about, you know, being in position. We're looking at, is it the 2nd down here?
It is 3rd and 2. So
3rd down and 2.
Very manageable 2. As the play is being relayed, looks like we've got ourselves a timeout. And that's going to be a timeout for Ginn Elite. And 3 timeouts remaining. So with 4 minutes and 57 seconds left in the 1st half, Jason, we've got no score, but it's a 3rd and 2, and Ginn Elite is knocking on the door of that red zone.
So, you know, Brandon, let's talk about both teams' path to the championship game here. Ginn Elite started off with an opening round win against Garfield Bulldogs, 41-0. They followed that up with a semifinal win over Glenville Junior Tarblooders with a score of 32-6. On the other side, you have the Impact Youth Bearcats, started off with a round 1 win, 21-0 against the 6 Stars, and semifinal win against the Sims Raiders Showtime, 25-0. Impact have not surrendered any points this offseason, so for this postseason so far.
Which really makes a lot of sense when we're watching this game right now, and that's exactly what I wanted to point out, what you said. Only 6 were given up to the Glenville Junior Tarblooders by Ginn Elite, and in this case, not a score to be had so far in this game. It could end up not even needing that mercy rule that we talked about before the game.
Yeah, and you look at it, we have 2 of the most prolific offenses in our 12U division this season, with Ginn Elite scoring 223 points, and Impact right there in 2nd place with 179 total points scored. You know, so they're in the top of the class in defense and offense. fitting for a great championship game that's still buttoned up at 0-0 midway through the second quarter.
So you got to think to yourself, something's got to give at some point.
Somebody's got to put some points on the board here.
And with that being said, we've got 3rd down and 2 on the 22-yard line for Ginn Elite. Claxton calling out the play, directing his running backs, letting them know where they're going to go. Turn and handoff goes to Champion, who stops just at the line. Does he have enough to get across? They only needed 2.
It looks short to me from up here, Brandon.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to bring up a 4th and 1. And hey, this Impact Youth defense is really pinning their ears back and going. And hey, right here, if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm selling out. I'm selling out. I'm sitting in the kitchen sink on this play.
You got to make them make the play.
You got to make them make it, because right now, if I'm thinking like Coach Ginn is thinking with that 3-back set, I'm going with a fullback dive here, and I just want to pick up 1 yard.
Okay, well, let's see where we go with this here, because that's going to bring up a 4th down for Ginn Elite. And about a yard to go. So you're calling fullback, huh?
I'm calling fullback dive.
Okay.
You don't see much of that anymore.
No, you're right. You're absolutely correct. That is few and far between these days.
I guess call me old school, but I still love to see that. Penalty on the play?
We do. We've got a penalty on the play. They're going to march it back 5 yards.
That will change up the tendency here.
Offense, number 1.
Delay of game on Ginn Elite.
Okay, let's scrap the fullback dive.
Well,
I've been dying to see.
That changes a few things, doesn't it? Brings up a long 4th and 6, ball marked at the 26-yard line. Claxton telling his players where he needs them. And he's going to have to get under center and take this snap. Here we go. He drops back and he turns and he hands off to Champion. Champion's got the 1st down, and he is all the way down. He's not going down. He's going to get himself a touchdown. Looks like he crossed the plane, and yes, he indeed did. Dwayne Champion on 4th and 6 from the 26-yard line puts Ginn Elite on the board with a nice 26-yard touchdown run out of Dwayne Champion.
And when you want to say shot out of a cannon, look here at the instant replay. Right behind that big right side, Dwayne Champion just wanted it more than anybody.
He got all the way down to that line, and look how his line helps push him across.
And they ran that right behind number 13, D'Angelo Hall, and number 77, Jamarion Booker. Got to give you guys a shout out. That was great push, and that was an even better effort by Champion to push it through.
So Elite with a 6-0 score, gonna elect and go for the 1-point conversion. Now again, a 2-point conversion would include a kick. In this case, gonna turn, there goes your fullback handoff.
Brandon, fullback dive, fullback dive.
You called it just a play late, that's all. And that is gonna go ahead and give Ginn Elite another point on the board. So it is 7-0 here with 3:27 left to play in the first half as Ginn Elite takes a 7-0 lead over the Impact Youth Bearcats.
And running that fullback dive in was number 34, King Johnson, 7th grader out of Roxborough Middle School. His hobbies, he listed that he just wants to be the best. And his favorite player is Marshawn Lynch.
I specifically remember there was a play where Marshawn Lynch should have taken a ball at the goal line. Sound familiar?
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. One that he probably wants to forget, and Carol wants to forget.
If he's watching, Marshawn, we love you. We would have given you the ball. So with 3:27 left to play in the first half, Ginn Elite taking the first score of the day. It's 7-0 in favor of that team in the white jerseys out there. We've got the ball going back to the Impact Youth Bearcats. Now, no kickoff. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line as they start their next drive. So the Bearcats looking to put some points on the board. Want to answer that score by Ginn Elite. Mason Burden, he is back there in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's going to pull it down, and he's going to run with it, following his blockers to the right side. Down, out of bounds, just shy of the 50-yard line goes Mason Burden. So a little bit of a Lamar Jackson look to him today.
Hey, I like the play call by Mendoza. stick to what got you here. And they're a team that can get to the perimeter real quick.
Yeah.
They've always got a convoy of blockers, but making that touchdown saving play on defense was Mr. Dwayne Champion. You look at this replay here, he had backs out there, and Dwayne just got him out of bounds, saved that touchdown because there was a lot of real estate in front again.
Talk about wanting to answer the previous score. 3:19 left in the first half here, 7-0 in favor of Ginn Elite. But Mason Burton making the moves with his legs. Ball placed at the 48-yard line where he was forced out of bounds by Champion. And Burton is once again in the shotgun, calling out the play. The snap is back. There was some early movement.
Like man, Foster. Hold on.
That looked like that could have been an offsides. Go down to the officials and find out what's going on down there.
Okay, indeed offsides on the defense.
Okay. Looking at the replay, you were wanting to see if there was any movement on the offensive line, and it doesn't look like there was. So
This is zone infraction.
Yep, so that was the
Defense.
that left defensive end.
5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
You know, Coach Eddie Mendoza for the Impact Youth Bearcats. He's a 2019 graduate of Valley Forge High School, where he played on the offensive line. This is his third year of coaching youth football, and in his third year, he's playing for a city championship. Way to go, Coach. One of the young guys.
got to give to the young ones every once in a while. There goes the handoff, cutting just to the right of the tackle there. Maybe a gain of about 2 yards. Again, a little hard to see the numbers from up here sometimes. That looked like that might have been Giovanni Williams. That was 0, Javion Collins, who was taking that handoff.
You know, it was one of the jet sweep actions, and he was brought down by number 8, Delonte Hudson, on the tackle. He was assisted by King Johnson, number 34.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 3 after they were able to squeak out 2 yards there on that play. Bearcats with just shy of 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Stepping up to the line, would like to put a score on the board before halftime. Burton in the shotgun. Got some motion. The snap is back behind him, and it's going to be fallen on. Looks like that was actually grabbed by one of the offensive linemen, fortunately.
Wow.
That one actually was number 5, Noah Sturgis, the left tackle, who got back there in time to fall on that ball. That could have been tragedy for the Bearcats.
Disaster for him, and you know, the ball got by, and you know, Sturgis was just kind of nonchalant. You know, you really got to get back and get on that ball when you got an errant snap like that.
Ricardo Burns had a chance to fall on that, but it squeaked out of his arms and fell into the arms of Noah Sturgis. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long now, 3rd and 13 for the Bearcats.
Now, this is a position the Bearcats don't want to be in.
3 wide to the left. He's going to pull it down and run. Burton cuts back to the middle, and he's going to find himself just shy of the 50-yard line where he had originally gone out of bounds early on in this drive. Brings up a 4th and long.
4th and long, and the clock is under a minute now. We have a timeout. I will give some timeout defense. Smart timeout by Coach Ken Albert. You know, Coach Ken Albert, again, elite. He's a true veteran in the game. He's been around for a long time. A 1994 graduate of Glenville High School. 30-plus years in coaching youth football. He started out with the late, great Coach Rob McQueen. All right. You know, one thing that Coach Ken want to be remembered by is being a great mentor to his coaches. He's coached countless, college players. A lot of his kids that have went on to the pros. And like I said, when you got a tenure of 30-plus years, you're going to see the highs of the highs, the lows of the lows. But each year, he gravitates back to the field. Coach Ken, after last year, said, "I'm retiring. I'm done."
How'd that go for him?
It didn't last long. It didn't last long. It's been a lot of greats who tried it.
Sure.
Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Coach Ken.
That's some hefty company for him to be in. Congratulations, Coach. So with about 44 seconds left to play in the first half, a long 4th and 10 for the Bearcats. Again, Jason trying to put some points on the board before the end of the first half.
It's just one of those games right here. Again, a defensive battle, 2 at the best. You know, you just need that one break, that one block.
Snap goes back to Burton. He's going to pull it down, take it out to the left side. And my apologies, that was not Burton. That looked like that was Damian Carter, number 11.
Yeah, it was number 11, Damian Carter on that carry. And you know what? And that was the reason that Ginn took that time out to set your defense. They know that this impact team is a team that's quick to the edge, want to get to the perimeter, and you know they had guys in position ready to make a play. And also, this is the strategy to try to get this ball back.
Right. So a turnover on downs as the ball goes back to Ginn Elite. 34 seconds left on the clock here in the first half, with Ginn Elite leading by a score of 7-0 right now.
You know, and during this timeout, I want to give a huge shout out to the program, the program coordinator, Sean Austin, over with the Impact Youth Bearcats. Mr. Austin is another guy who's been around this league for a number of years. You know, I put a number to it as 15 plus, maybe 20. You know, I remember him coaching over. You know, we had our battles when I was in the coaching game when he was with the Gunning Gators. But he does a tremendous job here on the west side. They practice over at John Marshall. Okay. He runs a year-round programming. He has a mentoring piece. They have track and field. They have football. You know, they have basketball. You know, so it's just a program that engages the kids year-round. They have a lot of community partners here on the west side. I know they partner with the YMCA, with John Marshall High School. You know, they had a good relationship with Benedictine. So the kids go everywhere, you know, and they're well prepared for high school when they lead this program.
Which has got to be the most important part of the entire equation, right? Preparing these young men for school.
Absolutely.
Turn and hand off to Champion once again. We've called his name quite a bit already, and he is down to the 35-yard line. They're trying to race up there so that they can spike the ball and stop that clock. The clock is running. It is down to 23 seconds. Claxton calling out the play, turns, and he's going to drop and pass. And now he's going to go deep. He's got a receiver out there. There is a flag on the play as he was bumped and he was hit hard.
The defender arrived a little early, and you know what? It really wasn't a bad play by the defender, because it's either give up a touchdown or I go ahead and interfere and try to defend another down.
And that pass was intended for, I believe, was that number 12, Zamir Black? As you can see, you've got Claxton.
Pass interference.
Dropping back to pass.
Defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
The ball was incomplete, but that's because of a lot of pushing and shoving down there.
You know, and that was kind of reminiscent of Patrick Mahomes from quarterback play, where he stepped up in the pocket, looked like he might have took off and ran, and at the last minute he put that ball up in the air.
So we've got another timeout on the field. 9 seconds left on the clock. Ginn Elite at the 20-yard line after that pass interference play.
You know, and then let's talk about the program owner here. This is a guy who really needs no introduction. 14-year NFL veteran, Ted Ginn Jr. And, you know, this Glenville community, you know, they have a multitude of teams from Ginn Elite, Glenville Elite Panthers, Glenville Junior Tar Blooders, that feeds directly up to the high school. You know, a lot of the teams, a lot of the kids attend the Great Ginn Academy or Glenville High School. And, you know, Ted Ginn, once he retired from football, you know, his mission was to come give back to the community that gave to him. So he's been doing a phenomenal job since his retirement, engaging with the community and creating programs for these kids.
You said 14 years now.
14 years.
That makes me feel very old. I remember watching Ted Ginn Jr. in high school when I used to cover high school football for Fox 8.
Wow.
Quite some time ago when he was a senior. Electric player, that Ted Ginn Jr.
Something special.
Snap back to Claxton, going deep. He's going to go again. This time, that ball is caught for a touchdown. Zamir Black taking the ball in over the defender for the touchdown, giving Ginn Elite a 13-0 lead.
And that play right there happened as the clock struck 000. Let's look at this replay here, and it was just a straight fade pattern. You know, it was one man, it was ball in the air, and it was who wanted it more.
Wow.
And with Zamir having a slight height advantage, she went over there and took that ball. Hey, the kids today call that a head tap.
That's what that means. My son breaks that out on me all the time.
They
yes.
call it a head tap.
Okay, well, thank you for educating me, Jason.
Yeah, see, back in the day it was called moss.
That's what I thought. In this case, they're going to go to King Johnson on the carry. Doesn't look like he had enough to get in for the extra point.
Nope, didn't get it.
So at halftime, we've got ourselves a game in which the Ginn Elite is in the lead, 13-0 from Stefanski Stadium here at Cleveland Central Catholic, home of the Ironmen. Jason, we're going to go to halftime, and I believe we're going to have ourselves some guests. Is this correct?
That is correct.
We're going to be talking with the coaches?
We're going to bring up first head coach from Impact Youth Bearcats, Eddie Mendoza.
All right. Great game so far as we head into halftime. Guys, we'll be right back.
The Cleveland Division of Police is announcing a new feature in reporting non-emergency crimes. When you call the non-emergency number 216-621-1234, a dispatcher will then send you a link via text to your cell phone. Other options are to call 833-461-0144 or use the QR code and report your non-emergency crime. We encourage everyone to add both the Cleveland Division of Police non-emergency phone number and the direct number in their cell phones.
This safety message is brought to you by the City of Cleveland Division of Police.
All right, welcome back here to Stefanski Stadium. TV20 Sports, Brandon Baxter here with Jason Dunn. Jason, we're going to toss down to one of our coaches. We've got Eddie Mendoza, talking to him here at halftime.
Hey, Jason Dunn, how you doing today, Coach?
Good, how about yourself?
Okay, doing great. Hey, you guys came out first quarter, you know, it was 0-0. Both teams, struggled a little bit on offense, but it was all defense. Now, you guys did have a little momentum where you had a big player to the right side, and that drive stalled due to an interception. What do you want to do in the second half to try to slow down this Ginn offense, which, they're, blasting everything off the right now, and get some defense and get some points on the board?
Just containing that outside man. I mean, that's what really killed us that first game. that's something that we really didn't do, and number 5 is really getting a bunch of yards off us off that. So just wrapping them up, getting them in the backfield, and sealing those edges.
You know, it seemed like we had a lot of nervous energy, you know, in that first half from your players. And, you know, I know you guys are a big play offense, like to hit the perimeter yourself. You know, what do you say to your players this second half to get them re-energized and brought back down to compete in the second half?
Just like you said, just trying to calm them down a little bit. I mean, they're down. They haven't been in that situation really much this year. We've more than likely half of the time we're up in this situation, but just making sure this offensive line just seals the edges and gets us outside, and we can actually effectively run the ball like we usually do all season. So,
well, great job, Coach. You know, you're facing a little adversity this game, but hey, you know, I've seen you guys all year, and I expect you to come out there and kick some tail in the second half. Good luck on the second half, and we'll see you in the winner's circle.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you to Eddie Mendoza. Thank you, Jason. Again, for those viewing at home, for those watching, Jason, as the league director, you have a history with some of these guys.
Yes, you know, I deal with these guys on, you know, some of them on a more personable level. You know, each year we do what we call our league leadership training, where we bring all the coaches in. You know, we bring the coaches in, we educate them on the league, we set the boundaries, and, you know, and we just, you know, we want to hear from them. We want input from them, because at the end of the day, this is their league. You know, we facilitate, and, you know, but we want to hear from them because they're, you know, working with these kids day to day. And, you know, I commend every single one of our volunteer coaches. We have over 400 volunteer coaches in this league who do a tremendous job. You know, these guys and these women, they work jobs, you know, so a lot of them, they're going from their job, they're picking up kids, they're feeding kids, they're providing, you know, shelter, and, you know, that mother figure, that father figure, that you know, that uncle, that, you know, the brotherly love or the sisterly love that these kids need, you know, to be successful in life. So, you know, I tip my hat to these coaches and everybody who's involved in youth sports and just engaging with kids in general.
And speaking of those being involved here, we are going to go back down on the field to head coach Kenyon Albert of Ginn Elite. So, Jason.
Hey, how you doing there, Coach Ken? Jason Dunn here.
Hey, I'm all right, yourself.
Okay. Hey, you know, you guys started off a little slow. You know, no points at all in the first quarter. You guys faced some adversity, a lot of nervous energy from your kids. But you guys seem to bounce back, and you stuck with what was working in that second quarter. And, you know, and that was feeding the ball, running it with Mr. Champion, blasting behind the right side of that line. What do you need to do to keep up this momentum in the second half?
Just keep our kids focused. That's a very good team on the opposite side of us. They're running some stunts up front. They had my kids a little bit nervous and didn't know who to block. We just make some adjustments and can come out and do what we've been doing all year, and that's running the ball.
Okay, being a 30-year veteran in this game, you know, as you are, you know, what do you say to your kids at this halftime to prevent a second half letdown?
Just to stay focused. Stay full speed ahead. Play the game that we've been playing all year, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
Okay, so right now at halftime, you got a comfortable lead, 13-0. Hey, go get your kids ready for the second half, and I'll see you in the winner's circle.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jason. Thank you, Coach. And just a little bit of a tease for next week. We're going to have the 14U championship game between the Cleveland Renegades and the Garden Valley Falcons. That will be next week. Today, you are watching TV20 Sports, the 12U championship game here from Stefanski Stadium, home of the Ironmen, Cleveland Central Catholic. And Jason, as we tick down to the beginning of the third quarter in the second half, you know, talking with the coaches, listening to what you guys had to say, you know, how important is it to keep these kids, their emotions in check? I mean, I know, you know, we're talking about 12-year-olds. I've got a couple myself, so I understand how that is. But mine don't play football. They're not out there. They're not out there doing that. Talk to me a little bit about that.
you know, it requires a special skill set from the coaches to be able to manage, because you're dealing with 12-year-old kids. These kids are starting to understand who they are. Yeah. You know, 12, you're getting into, you know, the preteen stage. You know, you're feeling yourself with the boys. You know, the testosterone is running. You know, and these kids are very emotional. Yeah. You know, so but you know, I'm a firm believer you coach each kid individually. Some kids require tough love. Some require you to put an arm around them and you know, give them a little more shelter. So, you know, I expect these coaches to go out there and really get those emotions in check. You know, I mean, you've seen it in the first half, nervous energy. Yes. You know, but at the end of the day, it was still clean because they didn't let their energy affect their play on the field as far as penalties. Right. Not many mistakes was made at all in this first half. You know, we only had a handful, you know, costing mistakes because it put you behind the sticks. Sure. But I think these kids overall, you know, played a pretty clean game, you know, as 12-year-olds.
How excited are these kids right now? I mean, did they sleep the night before? Were they up playing Fortnite all night long and then they just, you know, they roll right into the game? I mean, that's what I imagine this is like. You know,
having the experience of actually coaching in the championship, you know, I know a coach, you're not sleeping at all. No. And you know, depending on, you know, how you organize it with your kids, whether you got them all together the night before, whether they're all at home, you know, you talk to the parents. You know, you set a bedtime. You know, you give them a curfew the night before. Will they abide by it? Probably not, because they're just excited as you are to want to get out there the next day. And it's a long day. You know, especially if you're not playing the first game. Yeah. You know, again, going through, you know, the check-in in the locker room, arriving to the field an hour and a half early. Right. You know, the TV interviews. You know, it's just a long process that they're not accustomed to during the regular season. The regular season, hey, you know, we want a time schedule, so it's line up, play ball. You know, we want to get the games in and out. So here it's just a different beast during championship weekend.
Well, we want to give a thank you to you for the work that you do with the kids, the work that the league does for the kids, because that's ultimately what this comes down to. Is it's for the kids.
Oh, it's definitely for the kids. You know, and that's what we do this for. You know, year in, year out, we want to provide great services for these kids and make sure that we take care of the Cleveland community. So again, you know, I give it all to these coaches.
Well, as we begin to set the ball on the field, we're going to set the ball on the turf. We're going to get ready here to play the third quarter. 13-0 in favor of the Ginn Elite. They are the team in the white, black, and red. The team in the red and black, that is the Impact Youth Bearcats. They had a couple of chances. They weren't able to capitalize early in the game. Jason, we did see a couple of interceptions. But you know, so far, Ginn Elite has been able to rein in their emotions. And really what they were able to do is feed Dwayne Champion. He's off and running today.
Did a great job of that. And, you know, Impact is coming out on offense first. First half stats with Impact, they had a total of 12 passing yards in the first half and 138 yards on the ground.
So Impact will start with the ball here in the third quarter, down 13-0. Mason Burden back in the shotgun, takes the snap. He is going to hand it off. That's going to go over the right side and cut across the 40-yard line. Looking to get a number on who carried that ball. The shadows of the sun are playing some difficult tricks there on our monitor, and having a hard time seeing who that carrier might have been. But that's going to bring up a second down and 2 for the Bearcats.
And it looked like it might have been, that was number 11, Damian Carter. Yeah, excuse us for the delay on getting these numbers in. You know, but from the booth, you know, you got the sun hitting over here over the window, and you know that black on red, it's hard to see.
Burton takes the snap. He's going to roll out to the right. He's going to run for it. He's got the first down across the 30, down to the 25, crosses the 20, and he is down, tripped up at about the 16-yard line. A huge play for the Bearcats as Mason Burton takes matters into his own hands.
See, and Mason Burton there, this is where Impact has had the most success, running the ball out of there to that right side of the field. We can see here in this replay, you know, you want to get to the edge fast. You got Cameron Tipton over there that's sealing that edge, running behind right tackle Matthew Perkins Jr. You know, in order to have success, they have to continue to attack the edge.
Excellent block.
Force Ginn Elite to get uncomfortable on defense.
So a fresh first down here for the Bearcats. Burton takes the snap, hands off, and he is going to be driven back to about the 20-yard line. No gain there on the play.
And that was immediate pressure right there. And wrecking havoc on that play was number 21, Mark Hobbs, and number 34, King Johnson. We have a player down in the field.
We do. I was unable to see the number of who took that carry, but that's who we've got down on the ground here at the moment with the trainer looking him over. So a tenacious stop there by the Ginn Elite defense, bringing up a second down for the Bearcats.
You know, and during this injury timeout, you know, anybody who wants to get involved, if you want to find updates on scores, schedules, or, you know, just want to find out how to get involved with the Cleveland Muny Football League, you can visit our website, which is www.cmfleague.org. You can find us on all social media platforms, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, just by searching Cleveland Muny. You can find us on all platforms. You know, we do a great job in the springtime. You know, we have flag football, which we started back in 2017. That's a program that's continuing to grow for us. We played with over 1,000 kids and over 100 teams in flag football this past spring, and that's continuing to grow.
So we've got Dak Majok, number 8. He was the tight end that just came off the field with that injury timeout. That is going to bring up a second down and 14 for the Bearcats. Burton takes the snap, and he's going to hand off inside. That ball looked like it went to Giovanni Williams, number 12.
Yeah, like he slipped on the play trying to cut it upfield.
And that's going to bring up a third down for the Bearcats, who again are trying to find the end zone for the first time today. Spot placed on the 20-yard line. As the Bearcats, they break the huddle, they approach the ball, and Burton so far has been the man for the Bearcats to really make a mark on offense. Let's see what happens here on 3rd and 12. Here's the snap. Burton, turn and run. That was actually a direct snap to Damian Carter, the wide receiver, out to the right side. So Carter took the direct snap on 3rd down, rolled out to his right. Doesn't look like he had enough blocking help to get him across for that first down.
Now, and this is going to bring up a fourth and long. Looking at the down marker, looks like maybe about 4th and 12. I mean, obviously, you know, you have to go for it here.
Yeah.
You're in a red zone. Thinking you got to put the ball in the air, you know, and what do you dial up here to get you 12 yards? It's not many plays where, you know, hey, 4th and 12, you know, we got a play that's definitely going to hit.
Right.
But, hey, Coach Mendoza, you got to figure out something here right now.
So on 4th and 12, the Bearcats, ball placed on the 17-yard line. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They have to, as you pointed out, Jason. We've got a whistle and what's going on out there? Got ourselves a timeout.
Timeout on the defense.
All right, so Ginn Elite taking their first timeout of the second half.
Timeout is called at 5.
You know, and this is the second time Coach Ginn has done this. You know, he'll let the offense go out there and line up, show their hand, call a timeout so he can make the right adjustments on defense. That's the mark of a veteran coach.
And of course, Ginn Elite attempting to try and keep the Bearcats off the board. To this point, no score on behalf of the red and black Bearcats out there.
Listen, y'all. Watch the ball, bro. Listen, y'all. Come on. Watch the fucking
Football Sunday here from Cleveland Central Catholic. Hey, what better place to be? Central Catholic or Huntington Bank Field?
I think I would choose Central Catholic as well right about now.
You know, and you know, love the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns is a great partner of ours. You know, I definitely want to give them a shout out for all the hard work and you know, everything that they pour into the league to help us in our advancement.
Of course. Burton takes the snap. Going to cut to the right. Trying to take it back up the middle there. down to about the 12-yard line when the referees blow the play dead because he was not going to go down. And you'll excuse me once again, I think that may have been another direct snap to Damian Carter. I do not believe that was Burden. Let's take a look and see. Again, we pointed out with the black numbers on the red jerseys, sometimes kind of hard to see. Plus, we've got the old sunlight directed right in on us. But yeah, that was a direct snap to Carter. Cut out to the left and then tried to take it back up the middle. Ginn Elite was having none of it.
Yeah, it was great effort. You know, unfortunately, he needed 12 yards and not 8. You know, just fell short. Going to turn the ball over here and get a ball back to Ginn Elite to start their first drive of the second half.
With 5:28 to play here in the third quarter at Stefanski Stadium, Ginn Elite with a 13-0 lead over the Impact Youth Bearcats currently.
You know, and you know, Impact Youth have showed the ability to make plays on defense. So you know, Coach Eddie Mendoza's team is definitely going to be looking to try to get a turnover here. And sometimes what you need to spark your team is to get a big play on defense. You know, that'll re-energize the offense and get them going.
And we did have a couple of big interceptions early in the game, and things have really settled down otherwise as far as passing goes, specifically for Ginn Elite. And this time here goes the handoff to Champion again. He's going to bounce it out to the right side, and he's out of bounds at about the 24-yard line.
Hey, here we go. Ginn Elite gives them a different wrinkle here. You know, this time they operate out of the shotgun, only to go right back to old trusty Dwayne Champion behind the right side of that big offensive line.
Yeah, he's been carrying this team so far as well as carrying the rock out there on the field, and he looks good. He looks very good. And you got to talk about the blocking up front by that offensive line.
You know, you got to give it up to the guys up front. You know, the offensive line, these are the guys who don't get their name called as much. But again, Ramir Green, Lamar Lewis, Jacob Harton, D'Angelo Hall, Jamarion Booker, you guys are doing a phenomenal job today.
Claxton in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Champion. Champion over the left side this time, spins, and he's going to be brought. He's not going to be brought down. They're just going to call the play dead. Got enough tacklers in on there, but still can't bring him down. You pointed out before the way he just keeps those legs churning, Jason.
You know, he keeps those legs churning, and you know, I want to give a shout out to number 11, Damian Carter, for hanging on for dear life and not letting that become a bigger game than it already was. You know, a back like that, you have to bring in, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys to bring them down. And sometimes you just rely on that whistle being blown.
And they finally did. They blew it dead after that. It brings up a 2nd and 8 for Ginn Elite. Ball on the, we're going to call it the 27-yard line.
You know, and Dwayne Champion is not only a champion on the field, he's an honor roll student. You know, he's had touchdown runs this season of 75 yards, 65 yards, 40, 75, 60. So he's a big playmaker. He's been doing it all year.
2nd and 8 for Ginn Elite. Clock winding down to a little less than 3:50. Dropping back to pass. That is going to be Claxton as he finds number 2. That is Zamir. I'm sorry, number 2. Ricardo Burns dumping it off to his running back over the right side. First down for Ginn Elite.
You know, hey, well-designed play call, putting it in the air, and that's a high percentage pass there. He faked it over there to Dwayne Champion, dumped it out in the flat to your running back to pick up yards in space. You know, Ricardo Burns, he's a 7th grader at Euclid Park Middle School. His favorite player is, his favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs. Favorite player is Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, Megatron.
I
can always dig some Megatron. Fresh set of downs here for Ginn Elite. 3:45 left to play here in the third quarter. 13-0 lead for Ginn. Claxton in the shotgun. Snap is back. He's going to hand the ball off. This time it's going to go to King Johnson. Johnson takes the carry just over the left side of center there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
You know, you look at both of these teams' rosters, you know, both have a lot of 7th graders, so a lot of these kids still have another year left of eligibility to play in the league. You know, some of them will be playing 13-year-old ball next year with us. You know, the future is bright, you know, for the league as a whole, you know, obviously for these two organizations who's building winners from the ground up.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent program that you guys have going on here. It really should make, you know, the city proud to see their kids out here playing like this. 2nd down and 6, ball on the 42-yard line. Snap is back. Handoff once again to Dwayne Champion, who tries to bounce it out to the left side. Looks like he may have gotten just enough for the first down as he dove ahead at about the 49, and that will indeed move the sticks. First down for Ginn Elite.
Hey, right now, Ginn Elite is just grinding it out. Right now, they're picking up first downs, they're moving the chains, and more importantly, they're eating this clock away.
Yeah, yes. Which at this point in the game, I mean, as we know, this is the championship game. Keep that clock moving, keep that clock running, and why not continue to feed the beast that has been Dwayne Champion today?
You know, Impact's gonna have to start tugging away at this ball here.
And this time, that ball is gonna go to, having a hard time seeing who that number was there. That was number 4, Bernard York.
No, it's York's first carry, and it was a big pop. We heard that action up here. You know, coming downhill on that tackle was number 0, Javon Collins.
That was a nice stop. Yeah, very nice stop. So no gain on the play, brings up 2nd down. York, who is a Euclid middle schooler in 8th grade, big playmaker, and he's had some big plays this year of 80, 48, 53, and 70 yards, getting his first carry of the game today.
Hey, the one thing that Ginn Elite is known for is speed.
Ain't that the truth? Snap is back. Claxton is down. That offensive line just kind of got bull rushed there, and it looks like it's going to bring up a 3rd and long now as Claxton goes down under the pressure.
Hey, that was great interior pressure right there. That was number 20 right there, deep with the tackle, John Evans. Bringing the pain.
Ooh, boy.
And, you know, it's a 7th grader out of Elmira. I believe that's his 2nd sack of the game. You know, again, channeling his inner Myles Garrett.
That's okay to call his name more than once. All right, so that is going to bring up a 3rd and long for Ginn Elite. It's 3rd and 17, ball on the 45-yard line. Less than a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. Ginn Elite holding on to that 13-0 lead here so far in the 12U championship game. 3rd down, Claxton back in the shotgun. He's going to call for the snap, drops, and he's going to pass down the right side. He's going to overshoot his intended receiver there. That was Zamir Black, who caught the only touchdown pass of the game so far, but he was not able to really rein that pass in. So that's going to bring up 4th down for Ginn.
You know, a little too far here. And this second, you know, this 3rd quarter, starting off the same way this 4th quarter, the 1st quarter was. You know, no scores, tough defense by both teams. You know, both just, you know, trying to feel their way through. But right now, you know, Impact is going to have to feel a sense of urgency because they need to put points on the board, like, you know, right away. So they're going to have to start doing some unconventional things, you know, maybe even going into the bag of trick plays offensively. Well,
and a huge thing that would happen right here would have to be a 4th down stop. They can't allow Ginn team to continue to move that ball and gather up those first downs. Claxton back to pass. He's looking over to the left side. He's going over to the left. He's got number 19 with the reception. That's going to be very close to a first down.
And if I'm looking at the feet of the referee and where it's being spotted, it looks like it may be short.
We see that that pass was to number 19, but not seeing a name. I'm looking for a name here.
Yeah, I didn't see a name for 19. It's going the other way. Hey, excellent effort. Great, you know, great play call, good execution. Fell inches short. But that was definitely the big stop that the Impact Bearcats needed on defense.
Yep. So Impact with the ball now down 13-0. Still 23 seconds left here on the 3rd quarter clock. We'll see how much of this game is now turned over to the hands of Mason Burton. We've seen him do it with his legs today. Pulls the ball down, he hands off to his running back, who takes it up the middle across the 50. Looking to see, but I believe that was Giovanni Williams on the carry. And that was a gain of 8 yards, brings up a 2nd and 2.
finish the quarter.
So we wrap up the third quarter of play here in this 12U championship game at Stefanski Stadium in Cleveland Central Catholic. Brandon Baxter and Jason Dunn bringing you today's championship game. It's 13-0 in favor of the Ginn Elite as we stand right now. We'll be right back with fourth quarter play.
Hello, I'm Dr. Dave Margolius, Director of Public Health for the City of Cleveland. In this role, my #1 priority is reducing the smoking rate in the City of Cleveland. Unfortunately, Cleveland's smoking rate is 35%, the highest in the nation, and smoking remains the leading preventable cause of death, disability, and disease in our country. But I believe we can change that. Did you know that the majority of people who smoke actually want to quit? It's just so difficult, especially menthol cigarettes. And it's our residents who are specifically targeted by big tobacco. The outcomes are devastating on our collective health. Smoking too often leads to premature disease and needless suffering. If you have loved ones who smoke, please help them quit. And if you are a smoker, please know that help is available. We have a long list of options to help you successfully kick the habit. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Together, I know we can reduce smoking rates in Cleveland. Thank you.
Welcome back to fourth quarter play from Stefanski Stadium, the 12U championship game between Ginn Elite and the Impact Youth Bearcats. Brandon Baxter along with Jason Dunn bringing you a 13-0 score in favor of Ginn Elite right now, with 2nd and 2. The Impact Bearcats attempting to try and put the ball in the end zone for the first time this afternoon, Jason.
Yeah, and you know, great start in field position to start this drive. First drive of the fourth quarter for Impact. Let's just see if they can get something moving. Midfield here.
2nd and 2 from the 49-yard line. Burden takes the snap and he's going to take it himself. He's going to roll out to the right. In this case, that was not Burton. That was actually Giovanni Williams taking the direct snap. The running back, Giovanni Williams, taking the direct snap. And Williams, who had 6 touchdowns as well as a 99-yard pick 6 this season, doing his best to try and move those chains. Brings up a 3rd down, though, a 3rd and short for Impact Youth Bearcats.
You know, most important thing right now is to secure this first down and keep these sticks moving, keep this clock moving. For Ginn Elite, not so much for Impact. They want to try to slow the clock down. 3rd and 3, the snap comes back and it is going to be handed off. In this case, it is going to Giovanni Williams, who takes the ball up the middle, down to about the 34-yard line. Giovanni Williams on the handoff, getting loose a little bit, and a big chunky yards for the Bearcats. That was a great effort play right there by Giovanni Williams. You know, he's taught what good back to taught, put your feet in the ground and just go. You know, once he's seen the seam, boom, plant it, and he just went vertical right there.
That's exactly what he did. And he carried, looks like 3-4 tacklers with him for another extra couple of yards as they plow ahead for the first down. Giovanni Williams on that carry.
And we call that yak.
No, I know what that is. That is not the head tap. So a fresh set of downs for the Bearcats. Burden in the shotgun. Takes the snap, he's going to hand it off again, and that looks like that was Williams again on the carry, attempting to bounce it over to the right side a little bit. Brought down after maybe a gain of a yard.
You know, right now this is gut check time. This is where, you know, you find out what your team is made of. You know, hey, behind 2 scores, fourth quarter, it seems like the offensive line is starting to pick it up. And again, you just got to have that sense of urgency and understand that we must get points on the board to have a chance here.
And that clock continues to run as we are less than 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in this championship game. Man in motion, Burden calls for the snap. Here it is. He drops back. He's going to pass. And he's going to go over to the left-hand side. He had a couple of receivers crossing in front of one another. Was that maybe a matter of miscommunication?
I think it was miscommunication. Anytime you got two receivers in the same area, somebody ran the wrong route. Quarterback looked like he was the intended target was number 0. Was it a 0?
And that would have been Collins, the slot receiver.
But yeah, you get confusion when you got guys in the same area. One definitely didn't belong. Great play call.
Well, with that incompletion, it does stop the clock with 7:13 left to play. Ball on the 35-yard line, and it is, though, a 3rd and 10 for the Bearcats. Again, just wanting to put some points on the board here, try and make this game, a lot closer than what it is currently. 3rd and 10. Burden takes the snap. He's going to roll out to the left. We've got a flag on the play.
Looked like somebody got a little anxious up front.
That was actually a direct snap to the slot receiver Collins, who was going to try and bounce that out to the left-hand side. But I think you called it right. Looks like there was a little jubilation out there on the line.
Yeah, anytime they're in the backfield that fast, they're trying to time up the snap count. Trying to get that edge.
There are 2 fouls on the play.
Okay.
Sideline warning on the offense. Offsides. Defense number 19. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to the staff at Cleveland Central Catholic High School for being such gracious hosts to us, hosting our championship games, over this weekend. Head coach, Coach John Lundy, you guys do a phenomenal job, and we thank you for having us here on campus.
So 3rd and 5 now. That ball is going to be handed off right up the middle like being shot out of a cannon. That right there was number 12. That was Giovanni Williams once again on the carry, and it looks like they're going to move the sticks once again for the Bearcats. A fresh set of downs and an opportunity to finally, hopefully, get into that end zone.
Yeah, and this drive has been all, Giovanni Williams. They've been really feeding him and featuring him this drive, and it's working.
I'm sorry.
So 1st down, ball on the 27-yard line. Burden in at quarterback, takes the snap. Fumble as that ball is snapped behind him. He couldn't get his hands around it. Looks like that might have been turned over because it looked like Ginn Elite could have fallen on that ball. Let's see as they unpile the bodies.
It looked like Impact wrestled it out.
There we go.
Live for another down.
So Impact is able to hold on to the ball. Here we go, a replay. The snap was off to his right, wasn't able to corral it with one hand. And very fortunate as that ball squirted out, that Impact was able to fall on it and keep and maintain possession. However, that is going to bring up a long 2nd and 17 for the Bearcats.
Yeah, heads up play, right place at the right time. Secure that ball and give yourself another opportunity here on offense.
2nd down and 17, ball now on the 31-yard line. Burden with a man in motion. He's going to take the snap, drop back. He's going to pass, and he's looking out to his left. And the defender jumped the route. I mean, we've got ourselves a very tall receiver there. And the defender did a great job of stepping up there. That looked like that was number 4, Bernard York Jr., getting in on that play.
Yeah, Bernard York is back there playing, playing the center field at safety. And, a little undersized back there. But technique makes up for the lack of height or dealing with taller receivers.
Put himself in the right place.
Right place. Your fundamentals and everything you've been taught and coached up all season comes into fruition on one play.
Samir Black also in on that play. So a combination between both York and Black to make that play, and an incompletion, which brings up a 3rd and 17 now. These downs are getting longer for the Bearcats. Burden takes the low snap, rolling out to his left. He's going to go to his receiver out there. That looks like that was Damian Carter, who made a man miss, but couldn't get the rest of them to follow suit, as he is stopped right there on the 30-yard line on 3rd down.
It's great swarming defense. First off, great execution on the pass play to get the completion, but the defense swarmed out there to the ball and kept him at bay.
You watch the replay here as he rolls out to his left and he finds Carter. Carter, who makes the first man miss, And then we've got York jumping in there, making the stop, and then the rest of the gang follows as those tackles are being made. These guys here over at Ginn Elite, they can smell that championship now with just over 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the game, leading 13-0.
It's getting closer and closer. You know, and down on the sideline now, you can see Ted Ginn Jr. He's down on the sidelines, watching his team on. You know, I know he's proud of the job that these coaches are doing, proud of the job that these kids are doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, it's, again, you know, a guy who spent 14 years in the NFL, you know, guys have teams named after them all the time. But this guy is really doing the work.
Yeah.
He's really out there. He coaches.
Yeah.
He's not just a name figure, you know, and putting money behind it. He's out there in the grind. He's in the thick of things. He's got, you know, what they call 10 toes down. He's, you know, phenomenal job, Ted.
Yes. And of course, he comes by that honestly. You know, his father.
His father has been doing it, oh man, you know, a record, you know, that'll stand forever. You know, he said records are meant to be broken, but they have not lost a game in league play since, I believe, 97 or 98.
Wow. There's Burton, who dropped back. He fumbled the ball forward, and it's going to be picked up by one of the players there. We're having a hard time trying to find the number there, but Impact Youth was able to pick up the ball. Not sure if they were able to advance it the full 12 yards to get that first down. What a play by the defense, crashing in on there so quickly.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, the Ginn Elite, they can smell this championship getting closer and closer. And they're playing with a lot of urgency, because it's definitely something to hang your hat on to say that we pitched a shutout in the big game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we do have a man down on the field. They're going to take a timeout as we step away for a second here. Jason, as we wrap up the game here, again, 4 minutes left to play, still a lot of time on the clock. But that ball is turned over after turned over on downs. So Ginn Elite's going to have the ball back. I imagine we're going to see some more running of the ball.
You know, again, you know, the veteran savvy Ken Albert, he's going to want to take all 4 minutes and 16 seconds of this clock. You don't want to put the ball back in the hands of Impact. So, you know, I expect him to, you know, tell his kids, you know, stay in bounds. You know, definitely going to run it. I don't see him, you know, calling any pass plays, you know, and I can probably guess, you know, a name we'll probably hear is Dwayne Champion.
Which is a name that we have heard and called all day long, Dwayne Champion, both on offense specifically, but also on defense. He's shown up for a couple of nice plays.
You know, it's been all over the field. You know, two-way player, like I said, a multi-sport athlete. You know, and just to go back to, you know, the work that Ginn Elite does with feeding the kids up to the high school. Glenville High School is, you know, back-to-back state champions. On this year's team, this is probably one of the youngest teams that Ted Ginn Sr. has ever had. And he's got a lot of freshmen that played for Ginn Elite that's making immediate impacts in high school this year, freshmen. You know, they have freshmen right now that's already got D1 offers.
Wow.
You know, and again, these are kids that come right from the Ginn Elite program.
That tells you a lot about what Ted Ginn Sr. has done with the Glenville program, as you mentioned, for years and years now. Right down the apple tree there to Ted Ginn Jr. and down to the players here with Ginn Elite. Holding on to that 13-0 lead. They're going to hand the ball off once again. That looks like that's our man. That's Champion taking the ball up over the right side. And that is going to be enough for a first down.
Running behind the big right side of that line again. Again, D'Angelo Hall, Jamarion Booker, and our man in the middle, Jacob Hart, in that center. You know, I got to think, I love centers. You know, it's a position I played in high school. And, you know, I always joked with my quarterback, you know, because I was also the lone snapper. So I told him, I handled the ball more than you. Because on special teams, they took you out of the game, I stayed in. So I got 2 more snaps than you each game. So give it a shout out to the center.
That's going to feel pretty good for the center. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So first down and 10, ball on the 37-yard line, 13-0 Ginn Elite. Turn and handoff, bouncing it out to the outside and not getting any step further. This time was Dwayne Champion as the big red machine there crashed the line and was able to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a great play in the backfield. And that was number 12, Giovanni Williams, making that stop in the backfield. And that right there was a tackle for loss, something that they really needed here.
First charge timeout. They have 3 remaining.
So we have a timeout on the field. 3:12 left to play in the championship game. 13-0, Ginn Elite with the lead. Pitching that shutout.
Yeah, and during this timeout, I want to give a shout out to some of our contributors and some of our supporters. First off, the City of Cleveland, Mayor Justin Bibb, Cleveland Metropolitan School District, the Cleveland Browns Foundation, Cleveland City Council, Cleveland TV 20, Families First Health Services, SE Blueprint Incorporated, Cleveland Bills, Boyd Watterson Asset Management, Tim Highland, Patty Jameson, Industrial Safety Supply, Kappa Alpha Phi Fraternity, Walton 720 Group, Whitmore's Barbecue, Parma Beverage. We want to thank you for everything that you guys have contributed this year to making our 2024 season a great success.
And not only are we appreciative, but obviously these kids are appreciative of all of this because it's for them.
Love the babies.
Let's go, let's go!
2nd and 12, that is going to be bouncing out to the left side there. In this case, that was Zamir Black, the wide receiver, taking the ball out to the left, staying in bounds and keeping that clock moving, which is key right now.
Yeah, that is key. You want to keep that clock moving. Again, Impact Youth, they're sitting on 3 timeouts, so I expect them to call a timeout each play to try to keep this clock at ease and try to get the ball back to give them one more shot. But the only thing, even if Impact gets the ball back and scores, we don't do kickoffs.
Right.
Right. And that right there, we play under Ohio High School Athletic Association rules. So in the state of Ohio, the only level that has kickoff is varsity. You look at junior varsity, they have an option to kick. Freshmen don't kick, middle school doesn't kick, and down to the youth level, we don't kick. Okay. So that eliminates the onside kick play. Right. So, there's really, no play set where if you're down a score with under a minute, to automatically get the ball back.
Right. Thank you for pointing that out. That's something that maybe myself included, but some of the viewers didn't realize that. So that's important to know.
And that was a measure we took for player safety.
Sure.
A lot of injuries occur during kickoff. You even look at the NFL; they're always trying to figure out ways to make it safer. And they went to a modified kickoff this year.
Right. You're absolutely right. So with 3:05 left on the clock, 3rd down. And Ginn Elite not going down quietly, bouncing out to the left side now. He has crossed the 30, down to the 20, the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. That is going to all but solidify what looks like a soon-to-be championship as Zamir White crosses the goal line for the touchdown. And Ginn Elite running that score now up to 19-0 with 2:48 to play.
Wow, didn't see that coming. And that was one of those plays right there, designed run to the right side. And you can see direct snap and a wall of defenders out there. And he broke a tackle, and he bounced back, cut across field. And it was nothing but him, sideline, a blocker, and the green of the end zone. Good job,
Zamir Black. Crosses the end zone, crosses the goal line there with 2:48 to play. It's 19-0 in favor of Ginn Elite, and they can smell that trophy being handed to them here momentarily. They're lining up to go for the 1-point conversion on this play.
We got a new quarterback in here for this play.
And that is going to go right up the middle. It looks like he crossed, and he indeed did. So that is going to make the score 20-0 in favor of Ginn Elite with less than 3 minutes to play in this championship game.
And on that extra point carry for the 1-point conversion, I was number 8, Delonte Hudson. Delonte is an 8th grade student at Green Inspirational Academy. His favorite team is the dreaded Baltimore Ravens. And favorite player is Justin Jefferson of Minnesota Vikings.
He is my son's favorite player, Justin Jefferson, and a good one to look up to. I don't know about the whole Ravens thing, though. We might have to talk to him about that.
Yeah, that still stings a little.
So now I believe we talked about it earlier here, Jason, the 20-0, the 20-point lead. In this case now, the clock is not stopping. That clock is going to continue to run. That is what they call the mercy rule.
Yeah, we're under our mercy rule now. Anytime a team goes up 20 points in the second half, the clock runs. The only way to get a stoppage of the clock is to call a timeout, an injury timeout, or a team scores a touchdown to bring that game under the 20-point threshold.
Okay. So with 2 minutes winding down on the fourth quarter clock and a 20-0 lead for Ginn Elite, the Impact Youth Bearcats doing their very best to try and put some points on the board for the first time today. Snap is going to go back. Direct snap. He's going to go down, hit hard. A gang of tacklers there, but that last one came in and just kind of blasted him to bring him down.
And coming there with a mighty punch, is finishing it up, the cleanup man. And that was number 4. That was Bernard York there.
That was Damian Carter who took the direct snap, the wide receiver.
And we had number 17 holding on, slowing him down. And like I said, we had the other players that came in and played cleanup man.
So as the clock runs, it's 2nd down and 13. We've got ourselves a flag on the play. So the clock, will the clock stop for a penalty?
The clock won't stop for a penalty. They'll continue to run. Well, it looks like we do have a stop.
Offsides.
Yep,
Defense, number 17.
Okay.
5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
So the clock runs.
2nd down.
Offsides on Ginn Elite. And on 2nd down and 40 seconds to play in the game, Bearcats take the snap, rolling out to the right side, and he's brought out of bounds. And that was again Damian Carter taking the direct snap. And Jason, it looks like we're winding down here with a 20-0 score in favor of the Ginn Elite.
The clock is ticking, going under 10 seconds now.
And this is going to be the final snap of the game. Man in motion, Burton takes the snap, fumbled the snap initially, brings it down, and that's going to be it. The clock has hit 000 at Stefanski Stadium, and a congratulations to the Ginn Elite squad winning this game 20-0, the 12U Championship 2024 here on TV 20 Sports.
Hey, Brandon, this was an excellent championship game. It was really an honor working with you during this game. This is the team in this Impact Youth Bearcats who gave Ginn Elite its toughest, opposition of the season.
Yeah.
Again, in this championship, Ginn Elite, buckled down. And, once they got to that fourth quarter and they sensed that they can put this game away with no point surrendered, they did just that. A veteran team. And again, I expect to see both of these teams again next year because both teams have a lot of 7th graders. So these kids will meet up again as 8th graders next year.
So a congratulations as the players down on the field are congratulating one another. We congratulate the Ginn Elite team, 20-0 victors over the Impact Youth Bearcats. Jason, it has been an absolute pleasure having you in the booth with me today. I think we're going to throw it down to you here momentarily for the post-game festivities. So stick around, TV 20 viewers. We'll be right back with the championship trophy and the award ceremony.
The Communications Center for the City of Cleveland handles about 1,800 calls a day for police, fire, and EMS emergency situations. Once the calls are received, the dispatch staff asks critical questions to relay to emergency services. Besides the traditional call to 911, I understand that in Cuyahoga County you can text 911 for an emergency call.
Yes, that started several years ago in Ohio, and we are the first to offer that dual service.
And how does that work?
A tone is admitted into a dispatcher's headset where they turn and quickly acknowledge the call.
Okay, and then how do they communicate that information?
The dispatcher uses their keyboard and asks important questions to determine whether or not the caller needs police, fire, or EMS.
Then how does the dispatcher relay all of that information to the responder?
They use the same software as if it were a phone call and get the important information and communicate it to police, fire, or EMS.
Remember to call 911 in any emergency, but if it's a challenge, text and stay with your phone to answer key questions.
Welcome back to TV 20 Sports. I'm Brandon Baxter from Stefanski Stadium, home of the Ironmen here at Cleveland Central Catholic. Today's 12U championship game between Ginn Elite and the Bearcats of Impact Youth. We're going to go down to the field to today's counterpart, Jason Dunn, the league director, as he's going to congratulate the players and hand off the offensive player and defensive player awards today. Jason.
All right, this is League Director Jason Dunn down on the field at the conclusion of our 12U Pee Wee Division Championship game. Let's give a big round of applause to both participants, the Impact Youth Bearcats and Ginn Elite. I want to first start with bringing up head coach Eddie Mendoza over here with the Impact Youth Bearcats. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing all right, boss.
Okay, down here with head coach, who's in his young coaching career, already competing for a city championship. You know, it came full circle today. This is the team that you met in week 1 of the regular season, and both games that you guys faced them, you gave them the toughest competition. You know, you just fell short today, but clearly, looking at the roster, you guys have a bunch of 7th graders, a bunch of kids that are able to return next year, and I fully expect you guys to be back in this position next year. You know, you did a phenomenal job all season working with this group and what you guys do in the community. You know, let's just talk about your path and what it took for you to get to this point today.
Our group, man, just facing adversity all year. Very proud of this group. Nobody thought we would have been here, man. And we're going to continue to get back in the lab and get better. Process driven, baby.
You know, hey, the pride of the West Side here, the Impact Youth Bearcats, who do a phenomenal job in the community. So we're going to first start by bringing up our defensive MVP of the game with 10 tackles, number 12, Javon Williams. Come on up here. Man, great job. One of our top 10 scorers in the league this season. You know, the heart and soul on both sides of the ball. You guys have a lot of contributors, but you really stood out today for your individual performance. You want to give a shout out to anyone?
I want to give a shout out to my teammates, my family, and my coaches.
You know, so great job from the entire community, and you earned this defensive MVP award today. So I'm now going to present the 2024 12U Pee Wee Division runner-up trophy to the Impact Youth Bearcats. And I'm going to step over here with Ginn Elite. Let's turn this around here. So I am now down in the field with your 2024 12U Pee Wee Division champions, Ginn Elite. All right, so I'll first start off with bringing up Coach Art May. Come join me up here. Coach Art, you guys finished a perfect season. You know, perfect season, undefeated. I think that was 10-0 when you factor in the playoffs. You guys have a great group of kids. Obviously, a great coaching staff. And you guys faced some adversity today, not scoring in the first quarter, but rallying in that second quarter to turn the game. And that really ended up being a deciding factor. You know, let's just talk about what it took for you to keep these kids engaged the way you did, being 0-0, which I'm pretty sure in your eyes you were down going into the second quarter.
Yeah, I just count on my team and my coaches. Without them, we ain't nothing. and our parents up there. We don't get a lot of them, but they come out and they show up. So I love that about y'all. Thank y'all.
You know, definitely well deserved. Now I want to bring up offensive MVP, and you know, if we did an online poll, I'm pretty sure he would receive 100% of the votes. With 165 yards rushing today on 19 carries, anytime you guys needed a big play, he put the team on his back and he delivered. Come on up here, Dwayne Champion. Oh man, outstanding performance. It was a joy calling this game from the booth and just seeing your grit, drive, and determination every time you guys needed a first down. Every time you needed to move the chains, you literally put the team on your back and you put defenders on your back to get where you needed to go. You want to give a shout out?
My parents, God, my coaches, and my team.
Man, excellent job. The future is definitely looking bright for you. Stay the course, and I expect to see big things moving on to the next level. So our offensive MVP, Dwayne Champion Jr. Now, before we present this championship trophy, I have another specialty award to give out. All right, this is an award that's probably long overdue, and this is to a guy who's got 30 plus years of service who can't seem to lead a game alone. Our Coach of the Year in the 12U division, Ginn Albert. Come on up here. You know, with this one, you know, we're not looking at the name that's listed on the roster, the name that's listed on the program, but we're surely looking at impact and what you provided to this league, to the community, and to the country. Because, you know, last year you were saying, oh, I'm hanging it up. You know, I'm just going to focus on this area or that. But we still here. We still here. You still collecting hard work. You still making an impact. And we just thank you for all you've given over your 30 plus years of giving back to youth football.
Appreciate it. I'm just a coach, and without the kids and the parents providing them, bringing them down to practice and everything, and I'm only as good as the people around me, which is my coaching staff. Coach Bink been with me for at least 15 of those years, and my wife in the stand been with me for all 30 of them.
Hey, congratulations, well deserved. Our 2024 12U Pee Wee Division Coach of the Year, Coach Ginn Albert. Now, let's get this hardware to its rightful owners. Your 2024 12U Division City Champions, Ginn Elite. As we can hear the excitement, and as we wrap it up, I'm gonna toss it back up to you, Brandon.
All right, Jason, so thank you very much. Congratulations once again to Ginn Elite, wrapping up that 2024 12U championship by a final score of 20-0 over the Impact Youth Bearcats. Jason has done a fantastic job out there as the league director. Everybody, we're gonna wrap it up here from Stefanski Stadium, home of the Ironmen, Cleveland Central Catholic. I am Brandon Baxter for TV 20 Sports. Thank you so much for joining us.